What's up, guys? ItsADemi, and finally the rant is here. Um, I'm not really going to call it gender roles, it's more of, I don't really know what to call it. I'm going to start with the Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill pisses me off for many reasons, because mostly it shows girls out there that every single guy who says Netflix and chill is only after sex, and that's not necessarily true. I mean, yeah, it's happened before, otherwise the Netflix and chill deal wouldn't even exist, but it's not, just because a guy says Netflix and chill doesn't mean he's trying to get in your pants, and even if he is, you have control over that. Did you know that? Because it takes two to tango, and at the end of the day, it's all about whether you allow it or not. If you don't allow it, it can't happen. Simple as that. And guys, if you're using Netflix and chill as a, hey, let's have sex, shame on you. Be real with yourself. Stop beating around the bush. If you want to fuck, and you and your girlfriend have already done it, or fiance or wife or whoever, if y'all have already done it, just say, hey, you want to come over and fuck? You ain't got to be that blunt, but don't be beating around the bush all the time, because that's giving all guys a bad name. Seriously. Now, on to my absolute least favorite post I've ever seen on any kind of social media. Dogs go for bones. Real men go for meat. Okay? There's no such thing as a real man. Whether you believe it or not, there's no such thing. And social media and media in general has gone out of its way to give this idea of a perfect woman who just does nothing but sits at home and cleans the house and watches the different dishes and makes me a damn sandwich. But the fact of the matter is, life ain't like that. The way the world is today, both people, both adults in the household have to work to make ends meet. You can't have a stay-at-home mom anymore. It's just not possible, unless you're a doctor or work for Duke Energy or some major company making major bank. You can't survive with only one person working anymore. It can't happen. And the more people you have in the house, the more people have to work. Now, society today is just so warped, it's not even funny. And if you have been turned down or rejected or left for your body type, and left because of, or rejected for someone of a different body type or the opposite body type of yours, it doesn't give you the right to put that body type down. It doesn't give you the right to put those girls down, or guys. I mean, it doesn't give you a right to do any of that. For every single person out there, there is a person for them. There is not a single person on the face of this planet that is meant to live their life alone. And the problem I have with society nowadays is that so many people are butthurt over things that have happened in the past that they can't let go, and they've got to constantly put down other people. If you're a bigger girl and some guy left you for a skinny bitch, so what? I mean, yeah, it sucks. It hurts. You might have loved him, truly loved him, but like I said in my video, Important Message to Humanity, just because it's meant to be doesn't mean it's meant to be forever. And if you just take that experience and start bashing skinny girls, you didn't learn anything from it, and you are doomed to repeat the same mistakes, the same processes, the same experiment in the exact same way, but you keep expecting different results, and that is insanity. It's stupid. It's really fucking stupid. I mean, we can't change the world. It's out of our hands at this point. Our generation really can't do anything about it. And you could say that makes this video pointless, but it really doesn't. Because if we can instill some values, into the next generation, our kids, they're going to instill values in their kids. And they will instill values in their kids, and on and so forth, until gradually the world becomes a place worth living in. Because let's be honest, the way it is right now, it's really not worth it. I mean, the only reason, I don't want to say that because that's just going to make depressed people think I'm telling them to commit suicide. I'm not. I'm not telling anyone to stop living at all, because everyone deserves to live. But the way this world is, the only thing we can do to change it is respect people. And it won't change with us. It won't change with our generation. But if our generation decides that we're going to respect people, respect people's opinions, their beliefs, their goals, their lives, we can change the world. Once all the generations before us die off and we become the elders, and future generations have taken on the respect that we've taught them and continue it on to their children and their children and their children, by the time we die off, we have nothing but a world that respects, loves, and sympathizes with each other. A world where heartache will still exist, but wars, potentially all wars, could be obliterated. Simply because one generation decided they were done. They were done putting people down. They were done hurting other people that hurt them. They were done with the retaliation and the stupid, petty bullshit. If we, as a generation, could just decide enough's enough, it won't happen maybe in our lifetimes. We may never see the change. But there's no point fucking over future generations so we can be comfortable now. That's pointless. Our lives, our existence is infinitesimally small compared to the existence of everything. Compared to to this planet alone, I'm a speck of dust floating around in the atmosphere. I'm nothing. I mean, in my life, I'm the king, and everyone around me is a pawn to use to further myself. In your life, you're the king, and everyone around you is a pawn to be used to further yourself. And I'm not saying use people, because that's what's wrong with the world. Things are meant to be used, and people are meant to be loved, and we're using people and loving things. I'm not saying use people, but every single person around you is a pawn that is there to help you further yourself. Whether it's from learning something from your relationship with them, be it friendship or romantic, or if it's just, it's all who you know. You get promoted because you know somebody, or you further your own life because of who you know. It's important and imperative that we respect everyone, because you never know. The person that you put down today might be the very person that you need in the future to truly further your life to the point where it's supposed to be. So, the long and short of this, stop fucking putting people down. Just because some guy left you for a skinnier girl, or a guy left you for a bigger girl, doesn't make bigger girls wrong. And to quote a friend of mine, if you're trying to change someone you're with, guys and girls, if you're trying to change someone you're with into your ideal view of your ideal guy or girl, that doesn't make them your ideal guy or girl. That makes them fake. All these posts around here about fake friends and fake people and real niggas and fake niggas, all this shit irritates me, because the only thing that makes a person fake is when they're not real to themselves. If they're not true to themselves, then they are the fakes. And there's nothing more to be said about that. So, guys, girls, everybody who watches this video, share it with somebody. Share it with everybody. Share it to the ends of the earth. I don't care. Share it. Because this is an important, very important message. More important than my important message to humanity. Because this This has potential to change the world. This has potential to cease all wars. This has the potential to make the future for our children and our grandchildren a better place, a world worth living in. Because right now, this world is shit. This world has gone to hell in a handbasket, and it's going quick. And unless we do something, there's nothing left for us. This world's over. Unless we do something, existence could be wiped out tomorrow by nuclear holocaust. Anything could happen at this point. With ISIS, with America, with Russia, anything. Absolutely anything could happen at this point. And if we don't do something to change that, anything will happen. Evil wins when the good do nothing. So all you good people out there, do something. Don't just sit back and watch the world burn. If it pisses you off that the world's the way it is, speak out. Let someone know it pisses you off. If it irritates you to see things going in the direction they are, speak out, even if you think you can't do anything. Me, I am personally powerless. I can't go and destroy all of ISIS. I can't go and destroy all nuclear weapons. I can't snap my fingers and nuclear holocaust be averted. I can't do anything. Not physically. But through this video, through speaking my mind and hopefully changing someone else's, and I'm not setting out to change anyone's mind. I'm just here to give you food for thought. And hopefully through this, I can make a difference in the world, because that's my entire goal. I'm going to be the one to change the world. Even if I'm not around to see it, one of these days, someone is going to look back and say, you know, Demi was right. Demi was an alright guy. Demi is to thank for all of this. And that's not what I'm looking for. That sounds horrible. That makes me sound like I'm out for, oh, notice me, senpai, I'm awesome. But I'm not. Like I said, I am nothing. I can do nothing. I can't snap my fingers and avert nuclear holocaust. But I can do this. I can make this video, I can share this video, and I can ask you guys to do the same thing, because someone out there needs to hear this. Someone, be they close to me or very far from me, and through an extended chain of sharing, they find this. But the fact of the matter is, the only way we can end war is to change ourselves. If we can change ourselves and start respecting people, and respecting people's lives and their opinions and their religions, then, and teach future generations to do the same, by the time all these warmongers of the older generation die off, there will be nothing left but keepers of peace. There will be nothing left but the future that we have molded with our own hands. One of these days, people are going to look back and say, the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s generations, people born between the 70s and the 90s, people born between the 70s and 2000s, in the last 30 years of the second millennia, in the last 30 years of the 20th century, those who were born there, they changed the world. And if you don't want to be a part of that, I'm sorry. But I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of the change. I want to be a small portion of the reason that the world is worth living in, even if I'm not around to see it. I'd love to be around to see it, but I might not be. And sure, it's fun to talk about utopia, your future king's plan for utopia and everything, but if that can't happen, we have to do something to make it happen. Even if it's not, like he says, him ruling the world, or being a figurehead ruler of the world, or basically a leader in name only, rather than having one person having to do all this to beef himself up and become the one person that can change the world. Because let's face it, the only reason that would have to happen is if we stand by and do nothing. So let's stop standing by and doing nothing. And I'm sorry if this comes across as harsh. I'm sorry if this comes across as rude, but I won't take any of it back. And if I offend you in this world that it's so easily offended, fuck you. I really don't care. If you're offended by any of my videos, for one, you don't have to take them so seriously. For two, if you don't like it, fuck off. Don't watch them. I don't care. I'm not doing this for money. It's not hurting my wallet if you don't watch them. I don't care. My goal is to reach out to people who want to make a change in this world. Because change isn't going to happen unless we make it happen. It's not going to be magic. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, or even 10 years. It's going to take a lifetime to change this world. And I'm willing to put my life to changing this world. Because I don't want my kids living in this. I don't want my grandchildren living in this. I want my grandchildren and my children to live in a world where ISIS doesn't exist. I want my children and grandchildren to live in a world where men aren't taken from their homes and their families to serve a country that honestly isn't even worth serving anymore. I mean, I love our troops and I respect the hell out of them, but damn it really isn't worth it. And I'm sorry if anyone else has anything to say about that, but this country, it's not worth dying over. It's not worth dying for. But I will commit my life to changing it. Even if it's just this country. But I want one day the world to change because of my actions here. And your actions. Our actions as a whole, as a species, and as a generation. I want to see racism end. I want to see discrimination end. I want to see sexism and just everything. I want to see it all end. But if I can't be around to see it, I want it to end. And if that end comes about from what I'm doing here, whether I know it or not, in whatever afterlife there is, whether I know it or not, if this has any direct impact on the future becoming a better place for our children, and a better place without ISIS or war or discrimination or prejudice, I'll be able to rest easy. I'll be able to pass on into my afterlife happy. Because that's what it's all about. Making the future better. Don't screw over future generations so you can be happy today. Your life is just a star. Subtly twinkling in the night. Millions of years ago that star might have died, but we're still seeing it. And there are so many people walking around today that have already died, that are still walking, simply because they've given up all hope of a better world. With us, we can give them hope again. We can make this world better. And I know this is now just 20 minutes of me saying the same thing over and over and over again, but honestly, you people aren't getting it. Every day I see another post that infuriates me. Every day I see something else across my news feed from our generation. Be it people I know or people I don't know, but our generation bashing people of another gender or another body type or anything like that, and it's irritating. There are all of my friends see things the same way I do. A lot of the people I talk to see things the same way I do. And these are the same people sharing these things. I'll talk to them and they see things the exact same way that I do, that we are the ones who can make a change, that none of that matters whether you're fat or skinny or a little chubby or got a little meat on your bones or curvy or whatever you want to call yourself. None of that matters. Someone is out there for you. And if we can stop disrespecting other people and disrespecting ourselves, then we can make this world a better place. Laughter does good like a medicine. There wasn't much fun in this video. This is something that's just been irritating me, and it had to be said. It is now almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still awake because I had to do this. So, this probably won't get uploaded until the weekend, but change the world. Help me change the world. Help me help you change the world. Help our future generations. Help our children. Help our children's children. Teach respect. That's all I have to say. Keep watching, keep laughing, and keep living.